Hello everybody, it's Ryu Goes Raw here again. I'm here now bringing you guys a TvT guide, and this TvT guide is actually going to be for Mechtarians, you cheeky people who hate to play Biotank. Now, before we get into the video, I actually chose this map in particular because I wanted to highlight a certain aspect of maps, and that is a very close Reaper jump spot and siege spot. I felt like no map really showed this as well as this map over here, Heatwave, and it is that you can actually put a single depot to block certain Reaper jump spots, right? And this is actually better than walling off because if you look here, right over here, this area here is so easy to siege. So on a map like this, you'd actually just want to go ahead and put your depot over here and then throw your racks over here. And the reason we do this as Terrans is because in the case that the opposing Terran player ever went for a siege tank push, they'd be able to snipe your add-ons and maybe cancel stim. Long story short, you'd have a very bad time. Anyways, in case there are Hellions, you could always make a depot wall here, add 3 more depots, but you should have enough units with this build to hold off any Hellions. That being said, this is a double gas build, which means 15 gas, 16 racks, 17 gas. This is currently one of my favorite builds. It's what I like to do in TvT, just because it's a very straightforward build. It goes into mech beautifully. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and start a Reaper, our Orbital, and then a Factory, right? After that, we're going to pull 3 workers off of gas. This third guy over here, we can grab him. We can go ahead and throw a depot over here, begin that wall if you're really that concerned. And we're just going to go ahead and make this Reaper. We're going to make up to 3 Reapers, so similar to the old 3cc Terran video. And we're going to go ahead and make 2 Hellions. Now, the build is very similar to the last TvT video I did. Not the 2-racks one, but the other double gas one, in the sense that it is still 3 Reaper, 2 Hellion. However, it varies in when you take your gases and when you want to throw down your production. Now, after this factory is done, we're going to send the worker down to the natural. And once this worker arrives, he should be able to throw down a 3rd CC. We're going to make another SCV. Then we're going to go ahead and grab our depot. 1 more Hellion. Now here, we're going to rally a worker just up here, just above the racks. And this guy over here is going to go ahead and make a starport. It's a little late, but that's okay. Nothing too big. And after that, we're going to go ahead and throw down our double tech lab. That's right, double tech lab. 1 on the factory, 1 on the barracks. You can be aggressive with your units if you'd like. I recommend 17 scouting every TvT, just so you can understand whether your opponent's going Reaper Fast Expand or not. Now, here's where the build gets a little bit funky. We're going to go ahead and make up to 3 Cyclones. That's right, 3 Cyclones. We're also going to start rallying our units down here. So go ahead and throw that starport onto the tech lab. And when this CC is finished, we're going to go ahead and start an orbital, a refinery, and get that Raven. This is a pretty defensive build. Also note, if you don't like going the 3 Cyclone route, you can go 2 Cyclone, but I do recommend going more than 1, as this unit can give you both a lot of aggression power and it'll let you hold maybe early Hellion attacks or proxy starport a lot easier. After this 3rd gas is done, we're going to go ahead and immediately start this 3rd gas. We're going to go ahead and start another depot at about 47. And we're just kind of macroing up here. We're going to go ahead and start 1 more Raven. You can see here that we don't quite have enough gas for that 3rd tank, or that rather 3rd factory unit if it were to be a tank unless we waited. So we can either get a Cyclone, or because I think more people would actually prefer the tank, we will get the tank. Next, at about, let's see where this worker is. We're going to go ahead and throw down 1 more depot. We're going to get our eBay at 450. Our 3rd CC at 450. We're going to go ahead and start a reactor right on this barracks. Now after this depot, we're going to go ahead and start making 2 depots at a time. So we're going to throw one over here. And after that one's done, we're going to throw another, say, over here. Now we're going to lift this barracks off, or the starport off, and have it go chill out with the barracks. And like I said, this is a mech build, so once this barracks is done building, we're going to go ahead and grab 2 workers. We're going to go ahead and make a factory on this tech lab, and a factory over here. And you can see here, this will kind of create our basic foundation for a mech army. You can go ahead and start making out 2 Vikings at a time. Now, the Viking number is very up to you. If you're against a mech player, I would recommend you never stop making Vikings. If you're against a bio player, you can maybe go up to, say, 6 or 8. I'd say maybe stop at 6 Vikings against bio, because you're going to want to get medevacs out, as they just kind of scale a lot more than the Vikings do. Unless that bio player wants to decide to go heavy starport, in which case, yeah, you should probably reconsider. Anyways, in current mech meta in today, you kind of want to actually go for kind of delayed armories. So we're not really going to drop down that armory just yet. We're going to go ahead and start throwing down our units over there. You can unsiege these tanks, bring these units. Try to be a little safe with how you expand here. Your opponent could have a push, so make sure you're scouting with your units. Gonna go ahead and take these gases right away. Siege our tanks. Keep on making those Vikings. Now we're gonna go ahead and throw down 1 armory. We're gonna wait a little bit and throw down that 3rd armory in, sorry, not 3rd armory, but 2nd armory in just a little bit. Make sure on maps like these you also have this area kind of scouted out, because they could always throw a tank push at you over there, or, you know, just straight up run in. I'm gonna go ahead and grab that 2nd armory now. We are a little bit supply capped, a little bit of a macro mistake. We're now actually up to 6 Vikings, so we're gonna go ahead and make medevacs. And the reason we go medevacs is because medevacs are super good against biotank and just bio in general. They really allow you to engage into the bio player. I find it often when I play as the mech player, you can't really engage into bio unless you have those medevacs. Well, you still can, but it really just gets kind of annoying and difficult. Now, by around 750, you're going to go ahead and throw down that 4th base. It's probably preferable to take this 4th base, as you can kind of lock down this area on the minimap. Anyways, we're also going to go ahead and throw down that 4th and 5th factory. Remember to keep getting those medevacs out. We're trying to play very conservatively here, so try not to lose any units. If you have some extra gas, you can throw down a sensor tower. Let's go ahead and throw down one right over here. This should cover any like mainstream attack paths that our opponent would want to go for. We're only going to go up to about 74 workers in TvT. And we're only going to stick to about 4 medevacs in TvT. You don't really need more. You can go up to 6 if you'd like. I feel like 4, though, is the perfect number. So you can go ahead and load up those medevacs with those Hellbats. When you engage, you kind of just have a very scary force. This kind of makes it so that the bio player can't necessarily engage into you, but they're also kind of forced to engage into you or just back away, because it gives you this freedom to siege your tanks. Anyways, if you don't want to take this base over here, you can lace it with turrets. So we're going to do just exactly that, just as a money spender, because as mech you're going to float minerals. So you can do something little cute like this. You can go back to making Vikings with your extra money if you'd like as well. We can start pulling our workers over here. We can actually see this base is pretty nicely defended. So we can actually unsiege a couple of these units. Mech is very key with positioning. So you want to make sure that you have something defending every little spot, and you never want to just kind of move out with everything. Ironically, as I said this, I did just hit the F2 key, so I'm pretty bad. Typical noob Terran player over here. At the 4th base, I like to throw down a couple of missile turrets, you know, set up like maybe 3 tanks. The natural, you have your Vikings usually sitting there. You can actually drop 2 missile turrets and your 5th base. since we're going to want to expand to the base right beside our third. And our goal here is usually to push out just at about 10 minutes, as you can see, because we are now maxed out. This is a really scary mech army, honestly. Like, we have a lot of Vikings, we have those Ravens, we have Medivacs to fly in. We can actually go ahead and do our push right now, and we can get 2-2 behind it. If you're still floating money and you're looking for ways to spend it, you could throw some Hellions in another direction. 4 Hellions is about 400 minerals, so that's a nice little money sinker. But otherwise, you can just go for this big push, you know, kind of get ready for the game behind it. I like to throw down 2 starports as well, just so I'm prepared for a Terran air transition. Gotta see here, we're just rolling them over. If we were playing a serious game, I would boost the Medivacs in and slowly siege the tanks behind it. That's one of the beautiful things about the Hellbats and Medivacs. They give you so much room to really just freely siege your tanks. Because you see, like, let's say they try and stim in here, you just drop these Hellbats down. It's very nice. Anyways, that's really it for the build. It's more so just the opener. You can play the mid game out however you'd like. This is personally how I like to do it. I think maybe going for that faster, go ahead and remember those 4th and 5th starports. I think a faster 5th and 4th factory would be stronger, because your mech units are very precious. You want to get a lot of them out, otherwise the bio player may just outproduce you. But that is the bare bones of the build. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.